All right, excellent. Hello, ladies, and welcome everybody to episode 9 with the Red Bra Project. So we are so fortunate because we get to use this amazing platform to bring incredible women like our guest tonight to talk about what they're doing out there in the world and how they're inspiring others and just how they are just absolutely making a difference. And so we're so excited to welcome Melody with us tonight. Before we jump in, Shauna, it's good to see you, girl.
Hi, it's good to be here. I'm in a different location. I'm actually on vacation. Yay! I took a little R&R for me. I'm not using this big treadmill behind me though, because that's not vacation life. So that's why it's folded up, I guess.
You're not going to give us a how-to video?
Not today, no.
All right, great. Melody, welcome to the show.
Thank you guys so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here with you.
Absolutely. So this is so exciting for us because Melody has been working on an amazing GiRLiFE Empowerment Series that she's going to share with us. She's based out of New York, but I don't want to give away all the good stuff. So Melody, you want to tell us a little bit about you and your background?
Sure, yes. Again, thank you for having me here. I am Melody Pourmoradi. I'm a life and wellness coach. I have been coaching women for the last 10 years on how to literally create a kick-ass life. That's my tagline. And a life that really just makes them want to jump out of bed every morning. I think it's super important that we wake up with purpose and inspiration. So that's something that I work on with my clients. And I'm also the creator of Life Evolutions, which is my coaching company, and the GiRLiFE Empowerment Series, which is really my passion baby. It's something I birthed 4 years ago. I was doing a local workshop here, teaching girls all about how to access their own superpowers because I was so excited and jazzed by seeing women develop their superpowers and uncover them. And I thought, well, how cool would it be if we can take these internal tools to our younger generation of girls and teach them from as young as 4 and 5 how to love themselves and how to honor themselves, how to respect themselves and respect and be kind to the world around them. So I took this to young girls, and 2 years ago I launched a digital format of the course where I have other really passionate women running the girls empowerment curriculum locally in their own communities and bringing in an income while they're doing it. So it's like 2-tiered empowerment for the women and for the girls.
It's so amazing. And as a mother of a 9-year-old girl who has already, since the age of 8, really experienced mean girl mentalities that I don't remember existing then, but maybe they did and I just blocked it out. But it's just your mission. It just speaks to me because I have a daughter with high anxiety who doesn't have these coping skills. And so what you're doing, it's so valuable.
Thank you so much. Thank you. It's really an honor to be able to do this work in the world. And I'm so glad. I know that one day I would have uncovered it, but I'm just so glad that it's now, because I too have 11-year-old twins and they're girls. And they're going through this with me and we're all learning together. Very timely.
Melody, take us back a little bit. When did you know this is what your heart's passion was to kind of create something like this? What motivated you? What was your story that led you here?
Sure. There are a few things. First of all, I myself was a very anxious young girl. I had moved from Iran to Toronto, where I lived for most of my life. I moved when I was 3. I never quite felt that I fit in. I looked different. I spoke with an accent. Culturally, things were very, very different. So, every young girl has their own reasons that they might feel anxious. For me, it was rooted in a lot of that. And so I kind of wish I could go back to my younger self and tell her everything that I've learned and uncovered as a woman. So that was one piece that really prompted me to start the GiRLiFE Empowerment Series. And the other one was, I remember we were on a family vacation during Christmas time, and my daughters were on the beach. I think they must have been 7 at the time. And they were so carefree and charismatic and energetic and all the good stuff. And I was pondering something that was going on in my own life and a challenge. And I was thinking of a few of my clients. And I was like, well, what happens from that period where they're so carefree to adulthood and womanhood where we don't always feel like we can navigate. Like there's so much coming at us and there's so much stimulation. And that was a big aha moment for me. I was like, well, we can be the change. Like I can be the change and other women can be the change. And while we're like, none of us will live lives that are challenge free. That's just not the way it goes. There will always be scenarios that will come up, but let's use them to fuel ourselves and fuel our girls and grow and evolve, and give them those, again, those internal tools that are already right here that they just need to know how to access. Let's get this to the girls. Let's get this to the girls. It was like such a strong calling for me. And that's really how it began. And I immediately, started taking notes, and I spoke to anyone who would listen to me on this trip, the stranger in the cot sitting next to me and my husband and my daughters. And I was literally just like inspired. And I went home 2 weeks later, had my first workshop. It was a gratitude workshop.
2 weeks later, you did it.
Wow.
You know, got that like feeling, like it's like weighing on you, and if you don't do something with it in that moment, you will just like, I didn't know what was gonna happen. It was gonna like seep out of my pores, so it had to come out, and it did. And I got a really amazing response from my community. Everyone was, they welcomed the program with open arms, and I was so thankful for that. So that's really where it began.
It's just incredible. And it sounds so similar to what we were doing too. And this was just weighing on Renee. And she was like, I have to share this. I have to make sure that we get the Red Bra Project out there. And so I love how in line our missions are with one another. You know, you've mentioned that you have anxiety. How did you push through that fear and do it in 2 weeks? That's just remarkable.
Well, the anxiety, I mean, of course I still have anxiety. I think we would all be lying if we said we didn't. But the anxiety was really mostly when I was a child. And as a coach, I've learned, you know, we teach what we most need to learn, right, in life. So as a coach, I've learned how to really cope with that and how to make it work for me and how to be really honest with my audience and with, you know, with anyone who is also trying to grow. If I can be honest and I can somehow inspire someone in a way by sharing my truth, then that kind of helps me. That actually has helped me come out of it. And of course, sharing these tools, they're tools I have to use myself, right? Like I walk my talk as much as I can. So that's kind of how I've powered through.
Yeah, it's so true, because when we share our vulnerabilities and we just put down kind of the wall that we don't necessarily know that we have up, it can be scary to share. And it can be, you know, part of that, I think, you know, being from just my childhood or whatever, you know, I've always felt like, oh, you know, I don't want to talk about me just because, you know, that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. And then that turns into stuffing it down or not talking about things. And then it rises up, and just giving these girls, like you said, Shauna, the tools to be able to do something. But I think you hit on something really interesting, Melody. And I think a lot of women would be able to relate to this. There's like a very fine line in the sand that happens when you're a child and you're carefree and you don't care about anything and you're running around and your hair is blowing in the wind and you're just laughing out loud and you just don't care. And then all of a sudden it's like we can barely breathe sometimes without thinking about maybe what we've seen, what we've learned, what we heard. And then, I mean, it happens quickly. But I love hearing how we can learn how to get ahead of that.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Just a life filled with as much ease and grace as possible. We're not, like I said, it's not like stuff won't happen. There will be, people will die, and, you know, there will be conflicts with friends, and you will have a hard day at work or at school, but we can work with this. We can manage this. We've got what we need inside of us to move through it.
Yeah, it's true. We do. We always go looking on the outside, or what else can I learn, or who can I learn from? And really, it's just right in here.
Oh, I love that you said that, because I think that's such a big piece of all of this. We are always looking on the outside. It's like, you know, you feel sick, run to the doctor. You know, you have a sore throat, let's go get some medicine. You know, you're feeling blue, let's go talk to the psychotherapist. Like I'm not saying these people don't have a place. Of course they do. But I am also saying that we really need to tune into our own intuitive voice and ask ourselves, what do I need right now? And instead of running to my mom or to my best friend, you know, when something comes up in school, I really need to ask myself, well, how can I best handle this situation? Because no one sits where we sit, right? It's know ourselves in a very deep level in a way that another person does not. So it is all on the inside.
Yeah, and just hearing you articulate that, I know that you're exactly what these young girls need, because it's exactly what I'm saying about my daughter. Everybody's like, oh, get her in therapy. I'm like, she just needs to learn how to cope and to talk to herself and to know that this is okay and she can feel this. And so I think it's great that, I think you mentioned you're starting with 4-year-olds. Is that what you said?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, as young as 4 and 5, that's definitely the youngest age group, but the workshops are created in a way where the facilitator, the leader who runs the workshops, she can really guide based on the age group. So she has the language and she's going to sort of disseminate that information in her own way.
It's just, it warms my heart. It's everything I know my daughter needs. And even her friends, because they're all going through it. And that's why it's such a tough balance.
Community.
So I'm curious, how would somebody, with these, you talk about tools, can you give us an example of a tool or how somebody can get involved? Kind of how do you do the hands-on teaching that you're talking about?
First I'll share some of the tools. So I mentioned the gratitude workshop. The gratitude workshop is all about teaching kids that when we can be thankful for what's in front of us, then we can create more abundance and more to be thankful for. And it's such a simple thing, but it's such an important thing, because when you get into that gratitude and gratefulness mindset, you can literally shift the course of your day and your life. So in that particular workshop, I always have an art, like a hands-on creative project that we do to really just drive home the messages. So first we have a circle time. We talk about gratitude in a language, of course, that they understand. I give examples from my own life because that's where they get their buy-in. Like when I talk about how gratitude changed me, they're like, oh my God, yeah, like if she can do it, I can do it too. And then we make this project. We do gratitude jars, and I get cute little decorations for the gratitude jars, and we have origami paper, and I have each girl write like 3 or 4 things that they're grateful for. And if they're 4 or 5 and they can't write yet, I always have a few high school girls walking around and helping out, and we'll all go and write for them and ask them what they're thankful for. And the cutest stuff comes up, the sweetest, most innocent stuff comes up, and they put it in that jar. And then we ask them, you know what, every night or every morning you choose, I want you to put a gratitude in that jar. And that just activates them in a way where they're constantly looking for something to be thankful for. So it literally changes their perception. And it's something so simple that is so far reaching. So that's one example of a tool. Another one is we talk about intuition, and I teach them about finding their heart voice and asking themselves, you know, what is that heart voice, that voice of knowing telling you? Because intuition is everything. Like, I mean, I use it in my life. I use it as a parent. I use it as a wife. I use it in my business. And I think a lot of us don't even know it exists. So to help them tap into that, I think from that young age is uber important. So that's the tool. And then as far as getting involved, women, what happens is I have a training. It's a whole training. I have 2 different parts to the training. Each one consists of 7 workshops. And in those 7 workshops, they get everything from A to Z that they would need to run their own workshops. So resource guides, illustrations, worksheets, a lesson plan from me, icebreakers, kind of like anything they might need to be up and running in 2 weeks like I was, as well as, of course, just that intuitive training, where when they're finished, they become official GiRLiFE facilitators. And then they can go into their communities and do this. And I'm so excited. We have 40 facilitators to date and growing. So it's really nice to see this project grow its wings.
Congratulations. That is so awesome. Sorry, Renee.
Oh, that's okay. I'm so excited to find out. Is anybody able to plug in from all over the globe, or where are?
Yeah, like I have people in Singapore, I have Canada we have so many. I mean, I don't know if that's just a coincidence because I'm from Toronto. We have so many amazing facilitators in Canada, the US. It's amazing. I'm talking to women in Africa and China who want to bring it in. So it's because it's digital and there are so many benefits to this digital world. Of course, there are also drawbacks for our children and for us as well. But I think if we use them in the most positive ways, it can have such a great impact. And I'm so thankful to have that opportunity now, because if this were 20 years ago, I may not be able to share my message on the scale that I'm sharing it on.
Oh, that gives me goosebumps.
Me too. It gets me excited. Yeah.
So a question that we ask all of our guests is, when you think about everything that you've done, what is maybe one of those red bra moments that you put on your cape and you became that superhero, and maybe it's launching this, or?
I have so many.
That's awesome.
Gosh, I don't even know which one to share. Yeah, you know what? I will share this because my red bra moment, and I love the way you coined that. That's like so super cool. When I had to put on my superpower cape was really starting this because I was really stepping out of my comfort zone. And public speaking is not something I love to do. I love connecting with people in this way, but like I knew that what I was doing, I knew that my message was so much bigger than my fear. So I really needed to step out of my comfort zone. I needed to feel the fear and like plow through anyways. And that's what I'm continuing to do just because I believe so much in the mission and the movement. And it's just so much greater than any anxiety or fear that I could feel about it. So that's probably my biggest red bra moment.
It's huge.
Yay. You can just feel it.
I know. It is just so incredible. It's really cool to be able to talk about this, and I'm so happy that we connected and we can share this with our audience and our followers, because I know there's a lot of kick-ass women who want to get involved in this, and they're going to be hearing about it for the first time.
Thank you so much. Thank you for this opportunity. You guys are amazing. Keep doing the incredible work you're doing, and thank you for this, for this time with you.
Thank you so much.
Likewise, we feel so blessed that you are a part of our community now and that we get to share this with so many people. So, thank you again. I know that we tried to work the time out. I'm so glad that we were able to work you into our schedule because this is definitely a message that needs to be out there.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
And so for our Red Bra Project followers, you know the drill. Please like our channel or like this show, subscribe to our channel and hit that bell so that you get notifications. We will link up all of Melody's information on our Instagram page, on our website, and then also on the YouTube channel so that you can follow and join the GiRLiFE Empowerment movement. Melody, it has been such a pleasure, and I know you shared with us one of your favorite books was Heal Yourself by Louise Hay, and I found a beautiful quote from her that I thought was really fitting and to kind of close out the show for us tonight, and it is, I choose to make the rest of my life the best of my life. And I just feel like that is what you are doing. You are learning from all of your experiences and taking it and empowering girls from the age of 4, and it just warms my heart, and I know it warms Renee's, and so we just feel so blessed to have connected with you.
Thank you guys so much. Thank you. This was really amazing connecting with you, and that quote really truly is a beautiful one. Thank you.
Well, thank you.
Bye everybody. Thank you so much.